So let's get into the brush tool. We're going to learn some painting in Photoshop, and so it's going to be important to understand some of the basics. So the first thing is understanding how to get to the brush tool. So it's accessible through the toolbar, and the shortcut is B. So at any point, if you happen to use a bunch of other tools or work in a lab environment, it could possibly be nested under any of these other options for brush or pencil tools. Now we're going to be using the brush tool to paint, so I would avoid the pencil tool at all this semester just because sometimes it does pose some challenges. Now there's a lot of options available with brushes, and when you first start out it might be a little bit overwhelming because there's so many different ways we can access some of these options that we have. So first thing I want you to notice is whatever brush was last used, you're going to see a preview of it, and mine is currently previewing. It's a brush that we'll get into in just a minute. But up here at the top we have this options bar. So with most tools, whenever we activate the tool, the option bar is going to change to display options specifically for the tool that you have activated. Now the first thing is we've got this preset option here for brushes. If you happen to use any presets, they may be available there for you. You can also save presets, and then you also have options like the view of the brushes, whether or not you want to reset a tool. So anytime a tool is misbehaving, sometimes that is an easy way to restart it so that it takes over its original preferences. And then the preset manager, which we'll get into in a lot more detail later. And then we do have options here for, again, saving and loading presets, which again we'll get into in another lesson. So the other options are, obviously one option is being able to access different brushes. So for instance, we've got our soft brush and our hard brush and a lot of other options here, and even some custom brushes like I originally had opened up. Now up at the top we do have this option here to be able to choose our size as well as our hardness, and this is usually one of the first things that students are going to learn is how to control the brush just a little bit. So we're starting out with a soft brush, and I just want to show you all, obviously the size is way too large right now. We're going to decrease the size just a little bit. Now every time I have to access this panel, it takes me time just to click around. Okay, so we'll talk about how we can work faster as well. So we'll get a brush that's large enough for you to see on size. Now instead of going up here every time, one thing I could do is use the bracket keys right above the quote mark. Okay, and so basically what happens is that will increase or decrease the brush size. So again, it's just the bracket keys right above the quote mark. And so when we paint, the brush that we have is going to be based off of these different options we have here. So we've got the size and we've got the hardness. Okay, so for example, if I wanted to be able to change the hardness to a brush that is all the way solid on the end, we would just change that preference for us through Photoshop. Same thing with your sizes. Now as we go through, again, we have a lot of different options here. We have what's called blend modes. If you have seen them in layers, we can actually paint with blend modes, which might be of interest to you. However, it may possibly limit your flexibility because the moment your paint is on canvas, you don't have a lot of options to change it later. But it is an option. It is equally available in the layers panel at any point as well. Now we have the opacity feature here, and if we lower this opacity, you're going to see different number values. So if we lowered it now, we're going to see that it is not quite as solid colored as that original brush that we originally created. Now again, every time we have to go up and click this arrow, that takes us time, and the other option is just typing in a number here. There is a quick tip that is very useful, and this works on most number dialog boxes, so it happens here as well, and I believe it happens for smoothing there. So you'll see when we hover over opacity, there's two arrows, and so if we scrub to the left, it's going to lower, and if we scrub to the right, it's going to higher whatever that number value is. So it's really quick and easy, and then we can just get back to painting. Okay. Now the opacity and flow are easy to mix up, but they're not exactly the same thing. So the opacity is basically making it more transparent, whereas the flow is kind of like letting less paint out. So it's a similar concept, but not exactly the same. So if you're trying to go for something that is a little bit softer, you might change these so that it impacts what you're trying to paint. So it is helpful to have both options. You will notice these little icons here. Both of them are going to be helpful for if you have a Wacom pen and you need pressure sensitivity. So the harder you press on a Wacom tablet pen, it will allow you to paint with more solid color or with less solid color. So that's a very useful option as well. Now the smoothing tool, or the smoothing option, is basically going to allow us to be able to smooth our stroke of painting when we're painting. Let me lower this brush just a little bit and see if we can help you make sense of it. So when it's at 100%, it's going to paint a little bit smoother than if we lower this, and I'll drastically lower it. See if you can notice the difference. Like, it's hard to keep my hand, especially when I'm using a laptop to teach. It's a lot harder to paint that shape because smoothing is not all the way up. What I do notice when I paint with smoothing, though, is that it's almost like the brush lags just a little bit. So that may be something that bothers you, so you can change this up or down as needed. There is this option here for smoothing. I can't say I change many of these options, but if you did feel as though you need any of those options to help you with the smoothing options, they are there for you. Now the angle here is very useful. It's not quite useful for a circle brush because that's symmetrical. It's perfectly circular and there's nothing you're going to see different with that. However, I do have this brush here, which is just a moon. Let's see if I can decrease the size. So that is my Photoshop. It's a custom Photoshop brush. Now I also have another one here that is like a half moon. So let's say, for instance, I wanted to paint, but the next time I painted, I actually wanted it to be 90 degrees. So let me just go ahead and lower this option here. Make my brush a little bit smaller. And then we go in and change it back to 0 and then paint again. And you'll see like they're coming from different positions. So it's changing the position where your brush paints from. So basically you have 360 degrees to work with and you can change that position. So in this case we also have, again, because Wacom tablets are becoming increasingly popular, we have the option to change the pressure with size as well. So if you are using a Wacom tablet, that may be useful. And then the last thing, and let me just go ahead and hide all of those little quick brush strokes that we used, and we're going to go ahead and activate, let's see, we're going to go ahead and activate our circle brush again. Let's just go ahead and make it a solid brush. And from there we're going to basically use the symmetry option. This is very unique. If you have something that needs to be painted that's symmetrical, you have all these different options to choose from. So let's say, for instance, I wanted to paint a heart. We can basically paint it, and what's going to happen is it's going to symmetrically paint the other side for me. So in some cases that might be helpful. It's one of those things that's good to try and know that you have available to you. There's one other thing that I did not point out originally. You see this little icon here? Photoshop, again, has a lot of different ways that we can access different things that we can change with our brushes. So right here, if I click on this now, it brings out my brush settings panel. And then there's also a brush panel, which are separate from the brush options that are in the options bar. And in this case, it looks very similar, but you may find that you prefer working from this. Another cool shortcut is, when we're painting, coming back up here at any point is very tedious and it does take a lot of time. So if you control click or right click, it will basically bring up that window or that panel for you at any point so that you do have the option to change these settings. So just learning how to change the settings in your brush is going to be super critical. Hopefully that helps you out, and we will get a lot more into more intermediate and advanced level concepts where we can change brush features and learn custom brushes. So this is just getting us started to a lot of other opportunities we have ahead.